He's overwhelmed. A 5v3 as that bomb goes down. Celta with the reply, only good for one. And so right now, FORZE poised to hit the ground running to open up this series. That is unless Kenzie and Latic can do anything about it, but
surely not.
In a rough way, right? 3 players grouped over at the coffins. FORZE playing and not throw this one away. They trade the peak on Latic, and Kenzie's got to run for the hills. FORZE are going to hit the ground running. They look real good to open this one up. Getting up through the spawn, holding off those rotates, denying that path back into the round, and even finding Kenzie to close it. It's a statement opener with FORZE stood strong at the end of it.
Yeah, a strong start for FORZE feels like a requirement because for AURORA, man, they've had big leads in their games, right? And they've kind of choked some of these matches up against some of the best teams in the world. And even though this is far more of a level playing field in terms of the tier of opponent, I think there's going to definitely be some demons in the heads of either team if they start cold today. AURORA, some young, cocky players, and I definitely want to see that come through. Nice decisive pistol round out of FORZE. This is their map pick. We have Nuke obviously following, and I think all the makings of a 3-mapper with the results that AURORA have provided us on Nuke, not just coming into this tournament, but here as well at the RMR. Little mid stack up. FORZE, no reason to go anywhere but B with this map control. And so they will avoid the danger for now.
Yeah, no issues walking into that stack. A 2-0 start. And I think this game is going to get loud, Hugo. I think we've seen that from AURORA. FORZE already making some noise after winning the first round.
Definitely.
A lot of grudges to be had here in this one. And so far, FORZE off to the better start. They don't walk into the stack. It's a 2-0 lead.
Just storyline-wise, man, I think this is the best possible matchup we could have. Sure, not having one of Big or Nip, potentially the major is a sad sight at the same time. But I think having these, regional teams facing each other, there's one guaranteed, there's one not, and then having Big Nip on the other stream. I think for me, this is the best way. This is the most cutthroat way to qualify to Paris. Mid-stack has not moved. Stone men. And Shalfie is not in a hurry. The Mac-10s will face together and feast.
Get the money. That's a lot of tapping. Just jumping around the corner. Well, finally, Jerry runs him down.
Zeus!
Hey! Gets one on the way out.
Beautiful. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can already tell.
Yeah, dude, I like that we're already getting Zeus's. I like that we're already getting these aggro hunts. Zeus kill from Celta.
Oh, yeah. Right to the danger zone.
Laugh it off. Laugh it off.
Even Shalfie had a little smirk.
Who cares? 5 again. Bigger guns, better guns, but Lackey does more with less. Flashback into Banana. He will swing to throw that nade, and it will land on his defeated body.
That's coming through this setup with a flashbang. Takes one at the dome, but he's still pretty fine in terms of the HP here. Got him through the lip of the logs. And so he's brought down to 43. One man left on the B hold for AURORA. This could be a serious problem if Novi falls, getting nothing done. Shalfie's opened up in the meantime over at top middle, and it's just the tag out of Novi, bringing Krad down even lower, but not finishing the job. And this should be FORZE teed up for a 3rd round here and now. They're given a bunch of fights over at Banana, and even though they come close, they come down to the wire, it's not going to be enough to keep you in this round.
I can't even blame Nori for making that move right here. No util. Even if you play the safer option and you're super passive on B, like, it's so hard to get a multi-kill on that bomb site alone, and Shalfie found a frag in middle at the same time onto Kenzie, so I think that forces Nori's hand. He thinks it's an A play. He wants to hyper flank. Right now, FORZE are abusing these B hits 3 rounds in a row. And that's exactly where we find ourselves. AURORA with a double pit save. That's Nori, the gun sucks. FAMAS, of course, but definitely needed that kill.
I mean, it's a comfortable start for FORZE because you didn't really ever get tested, and it's the first sort of rifle round already. Inferno, T-side for FORZE, definitely going to be a comfortable affair so far. Got a nice little buffer to play with, and for AURORA, you definitely need to get as much utility into the bank as quickly as possible here. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with just difficult fights in banana over and over again. So probably an economic decision to be made here. A little bit more conservative approach, likely. But they do have those saved weapons, so we'll see what idea of Aurora floating through. Right now, a good start for Jerry and the FORZE boys. Here we go, 3-0. It is the investment of just upgraded pistols. They'll keep the saved rifles, of course. Aurora still stand a chance of winning this round, but FORZE certainly favored heading into round 4.
Very hard to win rounds like this on Inferno.
Yeah, there's no real opportunities to create chaos, right? And you send one of the rifles in immediately, caught in the apartments, result with the first. FORZE have the advantage locked in.
Just gonna perch on that gun as well, make sure no one can grab it. Now both rifles are in the same place, in theory, but Latic needs to be cleared here. It's a good molly. Lackey under the heat. We'll have to move. Lots of pressure being put on, but they still haven't seen this rifle. FORZE might not like what they see and go back to B, where only one man sits. Nor with the smoke available, it goes out in a pretty good timing, but it is still just a gamble. He is leaning back to this A stack. They're going to try and salvage this rifle.
Okay, here comes another one. The bomb is still towards B. No one's...
Yeah, I think they are going to go back. Yeah. That's the worry here. They're going into the stack now.
35 seconds, Harry.
Now.
Oh, they've started to move over. They're dedicated to the A play here. And now Kenzie with the backstab, and Norby's found another in the meantime. The bomb gets away from them. FORZE have got to go get that. Big problem starting to emerge, and Norby, the source of them. Lovely round from him. 3 kills from the man as he stands and delivers.
Oh, he put some sauce on it, all right. Sticky fingers for Result at the end of that round. That is a robbery on the force buy. The 2 saved rifles go a long way.
Yeah, the problem here is, Jerry makes the call to come back. The stack just comes through at the right time. There was a single player on the B site. At just a limited time, you don't leave yourself with enough time to check all these corners, to be methodical in your approach towards the A site. You just have to try and get the bomb up into the side at the time, and that's always going to favor the weaker buy there and give them a shot at picking it up. Aurora will be happy with their first round on the board. And now they've got the AWP out for Latic. They've got AKs even in play.
Terrifying. Let's see if they can build off that round. Zorti's got his first AWP as well. Fighting Banana to find nothing. Latic waiting, and Jerry might need a flash for this fight.
Is there anyone setting him up with a flash? Doesn't look like it at the moment, so he's got to just wait until his teammates can join him up here. CT utility going in, forcing that mid-fight further and further back. Now Shelfie makes his way out Boiler. Good job. Latic flashed into the A side.
It's good control from FORZE. They're being very methodical. If Krat dies at B, they lose a lot of opportunity here, though. Kenzie has a great off-angle position. He's going to dodge the flash, and Jerry's looking far away, but there's the trade. Shelfie with a big one. Committed to B is Lackey, allowing Nori to rotate round, and he might be making the right move as well. FORZE have got smokes down on one side, and Zorti's patience pays off.
Now Selter in the pit. Lots of work for him to do, and gets caught out. Not ready for the apartment swing of Result, and that's going to cost him his life. And likely to round out 4 versus 2 Aurora. Oh, Lackey's lucky to get down to the bottom of the T-stairs there without losing all of his health. Zorte gives him a warning shot, and they'll take it. Aurora back off. FORZE have a 4th round.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is nice for FORZE, right? If you want to look at it, I think, you know, after going into the stack, Jerry's a smart guy. He knows when he's kind of been rumbled like that, and you know, it's one where I think he's going to be kicking himself after that previous round, because he's like, man, it's obvious in hindsight, right? Like, they're a man down, they're going to start to gamble, and at the end of the day, those moments can end up feeling like a bit of a coin toss, but you immediately come back in with something a little more up-tempo. You kind of stick to your guns on an A play instead of going for this mid-round rotate, and you find success, and you find it very cleanly at that, right? Only losing 1 player in the round, so that's going to be like an immediate kind of return to this confident feeling that it felt like FORZE started the game off on. All right, every step of the way. having a good read on the situation. I think Zorti having a very, very good round on this AWP, finding a lot of impact with the T-side AWP to make this round happen, just holding that short angle, anticipating a peek out of the Aurora squad, and he gets given it. So out of all the ways you could have built back in, that's probably the nicest. And Aurora might have been celebrating, they might have been cheering after that, you know, force buy, low buy round around the couple of saved weapons in that lean over towards the A site, but it is a harsh trip back down to reality.
Snap back into round 6. Aurora have a FAMAS to play with. You don't love that, but the rest of the weapons still very solid. Apart from one round where they walk into the stack, FORZE have been looking good on this first half. Out of control being established. Aurora don't really want to commit to any fights here, so Crag can once again have all of this space to play with. Can push right up to the half wall. In fact, they can even push way further because Latic has decided to play pretty passively towards CT, just holding for this first pick. Should get flashed off the angle too, so FORZE have a lot of control here.
Yeah, I think this is big for FORZE to even be in this position, this chance to kind of reset Aurora now and look to really leap ahead. I actually think FORZE have to do good work in this first half. Whenever we watch them on Inferno, they often fare better over on this T side than the CT side. I think some of the uglier Inferno CT sides I've actually seen are from this FORZE squad. So, you know, the kind of more distance you can put between you and Aurora right now, the better. There's a little gap in this smoke for Norway to play around. He's looking through it, and he would love just one man a peek and give him a chance to fall back. Instead, he's almost caught crossing. Luckily enough, Latic is there playing this kind of staggered angle right to help his teammate out. Burning at the back of the site is this AWP. It forces a reposition out of Latic, and they're already past his smoke. Moving around at the back of the site. Latic is boxed in and finished off. Takes one more to the grave with him to leave this 2v3 open. Aurora might want to give this a look in, right? They might want to at least feel like they had a chance to go for this round.
Selter has to join back with his teammate. They have got a kit on his back. Couple of smokes, a few flashes to play with. You got to get a kill quickly here, and Jerry, as he impales Lackey, that should be the chances now slipping to 0 for Aurora. Selter realizes that.
Cheeky boy is hanging around though, Dinko.
He is.
They knew he flashed from CT. So
2 ops in the hands of the T's right now. Obviously, one of those is going to be gone, so he might actually be able to slip away with an AWP here. He has got a smoke. He's got a kit. Oh, he has a chance to line up too, and if he had that, would have been great damage on the way out. Maybe the AWP will blow towards him here, and he's dead anyway. Couldn't get out with the health that he unfortunately got brought down to in that engagement. So good round again from FORZE. You're right to point out their T-sides are strong, Harry, though. We looked at their game versus NIP earlier in the RMR. They won 11 rounds in their T-side, and they dropped 8 rounds as they moved on to the CT side. So definitely can go all wrong when they move into the second half.
Oh, I love the energy. I love it. Right now, this is a fantastic beginning for FORZE, and I also really like how Aurora went for that, right? You've got to be, it's Inferno, tier 1 teams will save in that position every single time, outsiders would never, but J-Min walking through that door, but I think in a matchup like this, you've got to be attempting some of these rounds.
Jim wishes he was in a qualification game right now. Krat holds down 3 kills as they push him, nice and easy from the logs, and Krat has been the master of banana all game. No issues for him. This round already done. 6-1 start for FORZE. Now, I did mention 11 rounds picked up versus NIP. Right now, it's looking like they might even be able to get more than 11 if they keep this up. This has been smooth sailing.
Yeah. I think Jerry knows that deep down this is, well, firstly, the last opportunity, but the best opportunity they're going to get in a matchup like this where it is pretty even.
Just think how unlikely it is you make the major if you go down into the last chance qualifier.
Oh, I don't think anyone has any expectation at that point. You know that FaZe have been prepping hard for the last few days, and sure, anyone can have a good / bad day, but at the same time, do you really want to roll that dice against a team like FaZe right now? I wouldn't. I feel for teams like Falcons and Bake, who sure get great experience, but especially for the former of the two, it's not what they're here for, man. The only experience they want is that of France. And it could be plucked from their fingers. FORZE trying to book a straight up ticket there.
Seltzer, last remaining player. Nice shot on Shelfie. Shouldn't really be able to recover the weapon here. Under quite a bit of pressure. And the result will smash him.
Looking really good for FORZE. I still, even if FORZE dominate this map, I'm expecting a 3-map series just off of Nuke and how good Aurora have looked. But I'm sure Jerry and the boys have done their homework. Stress is getting to Aurora right now. They can't even get their foot in the door.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you're in a game like this where you feel like you can't even compete in these rounds, right? They're going for retakes that don't favor them because they just want to feel like they had a shot at picking the round up.
Yeah, here's a change though. Triple B. Maybe a late banana take. They're holding their nades. Nothing gets used early. Seltzer tries to play aggressive in apartment behind his own Molotov, but burns him out. That's a big opening kill for Latic.
Wow, that's aggressive.
The AWP to do something here. It will go ahead into the apartments and find a 5v4, forcing FORZE's hand into what I expect to be a B play right now. Flash play is ready. Are we going to set the FAMAS up?
Well, is Lackey going to get much done? Gets a lot of info from the shots whizzing around the corner at him. And Jerry applying pressure, forcing them further back. FORZE have won banana yet again.
Indeed.
Down a player, though. They have to play the remainder of this round in the 4v5. Jerry would have loved to have been able to get that kill on Lackey to trade out the numbers as we now head under 1 minute.
B fake into Shelfie. Look, going for the mid pick right now. That's an important kill for Kenzie, keeping this alive for Aurora. Now it's going to be Crad faking out B as well. He's got 2 more players here at least. This is a good opportunity for FORZE to pull back what was a 3-on-5.
Yeah, and with a chance, it's just Crad. How much can he get away with here? There's a man of backside that he has no idea about. Norway could just put a stop to any danger in this round right now. Flashing him in for the peak onto the coffins. And Norway might fire off, but it's still Latic to get the kill. I don't think they're fully aware of this. They're starting to look that way.
See ya. Jerry with a 1v1. This is for the round. Pit or sight? Where has Seltzer gone? Jerry clears the wrong way and sells Zorti down the river. He has to save. They're coming for him.
I don't know if he gets away here. Jumps into the underpass. The only way he can get out of here. The only escape route available through the tunnels. And he'll run further and further back. He should be okay now. He drops this ball, but he's stuck on the bench here, and he's holding the angle. It's all down to the shot, and he will grab onto that AWP for the next round of play.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, you know, something that I think is kind of cool. I was just having a look at some of the numbers. So on LAN, right, Lackey's time versus Jerry-led squads is pretty decisive. It's just a 1-0 in the advantage of Jerry-led teams, right? But in terms of this guy's whole career, it's actually a little closer. It's 8-6. Jerry still being the man normally with a little more experience under his belt in these head-to-heads. But one of the things I think is interesting is, as mentioned, you know, Lackey was playing on the Nickelback throughout pretty much all of his career, right? So it's always been with like another guy at the helm, and so now it's almost a passing of the torch moment, right? Where Lackey has this chance to try and spark up.
You felt like that one was free.
It seemed like he was going to get it, right? The spray transfer, like Hawker was saying, was actually pretty clean, but just hard commits to the spam of how low they were. Obviously, if he would have had that information, could have reset your spray a little bit, could have been different. Here, it's all about the chip damage, the utility, just rinsing Alexi immediately.
Tough position. Oh, Brolin, another entry.